Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the one true God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Alright, so this lesson is going to be about a video I saw about this white boy talking about how, blacks aren't ready for a race war and that he's ready and that y'all don't know what y'all would do in a race war and all this. How eager they are to kick off a war amongst, black people. Really what they would consider minorities, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't going to just be that. And the crazy thing about these race wars, man, a lot of these so-called Latin tribes, man, they're going to be linking up with them white boys because they're coons. Because they think they're white also. So, it's going to be a lot of tension. And the love of many is going to wax cold. All right? It's going to be a lot of evil intentions. Because there is, racial intensity, racial tension going on right now with these different public crimes that have been put on display, with the Metcalf kid getting stabbed by a black kid, and then he got charged with murder. Got Chud the Builder, who just got out on bail for going around saying the hard R to random black people in public, and how you have these different types of organizations or these different types of social groups, conservatives, who want to get back to the old America, and they have these groups and podcasts and these cult followers that want to get back to the old ways of America, when you can when a black man can look you in the eye, and the white man had his place solely above everybody in America, because they feel like they're losing their America, their American identity is slipping away. So there's a lot of tension going on. All right, I'm gonna play this video, and you can see what he's talking about.
Pop off more than I do. Y'all think y'all want it to pop off. You got a whole bunch of white boys all around that surround every city. We know how to turn your electricity off. We know how to turn your Wi-Fi off. As soon as that goes off, you know y'all gonna lose it. First thing y'all do is implode. First thing y'all do is go after each other. Straight up. As soon as that shit breaks out, y'all can't stop it. Y'all can't stop it. But
so you want a race war to happen?
Hey man, I don't want it to happen. And I lose a whole lot of friends if that happens. Almost all my friends are black.
But you seem kind of excited about it happening.
Man, I love fighting, man. I love.
Okay, all right, I get that. That makes sense. You might just violence, just like smiles.
With a good time.
Okay, I like your style. I like your style.
Civilized. Listen to people talk day in and day out, and not have to back that shit up. That's annoying. Watching throw temper tantrums in the store. That's aggravating. Having to wait an extra hour for your food because you got showing out in the bar area. Man, that shit gets on your nerves, man. I'm ready to go. Whatever's got to happen. If it's a race thing, if it's a Civil War thing, Democrats, Republicans, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. So if they go at it, I'm going to have fun because I'm going after both sides. You understand what I mean? The Iranian
anarchists. You're an anarchist.
What's that?
You're anarchists.
Basically, sure do. I don't need the government. I spent enough time in prison. You know what? We don't need the government to stop them from stealing in a prison dorm and get their head busted open. You know the threat of violence is real in there. Act accordingly. Out here living this Grand Theft Auto shit. They think everybody playing the same charade they're playing until they bust their head open.
I mean, that's true, but black people don't have time too. Everything you just said is some shit people would say, honestly. They ready to crash out too. They ready to shoot too. They ready to kill somebody too, bro. Like, it's not I hear
Yeah, so he wants things to kick off. He says, "No, I don't want it to kick off, because I got black friends and all this shit." And low key, that motherfucker could be Jake. Could be. I doubt it, but he could be Jake. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, these people want shit to kick off, and he talking about we can cut your water off, you know what I mean, your Wi-Fi off, and I'm not a Republican or Democrat, you know what I'm saying. He'll fight both, you know what I mean. So, hey man, these people like are ready, um, you know what I'm saying, for conflict, man. They ready. Second Esdras 13 and 31, and one shall. Matter of fact, let me see. Mm, let me see. I'll get to the point. Second Esdras 13:31, and one shall undertake and fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. So these are signs of the end times. All right. And these are signs of, people lining up to fight one another, a city versus another, a nation versus another. It's going to be war out here. All right. World War III is brewing. All right. And there's conflict with these other nations against each other. All right. Because war is brewing. All right. And the tensions of the people are brewing within these nations, especially Babylon, which is America. All right. Which is what you heard from that dude in the video. Because that dude in the video is has been seeing things going on. He's been like, these people out here are talking, knowing that there's not no consequences, but he's ready for consequence. Okay, he's ready for somebody to step so that he can step. You know what I mean? Because he said he'd been in prison most of the time, and he says certain shit you can say, certain shit you can't, because there's consequences for things you say. But he wants consequences for the shit that's going on out here with these people. And he's talking about a race war, you know? He low key, he really wish he could eliminate niggas, man. Which is what a lot of these, white supremacists want. Deep down in their soul. They want shit to happen so they can hit the elimination button. They want to eliminate as many people as they can so they can start all over. All right, and build a society that they deem acceptable. Second Esdras 15:15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's going to be sedition amongst men. Sedition amongst men meaning the rising up of your monarchs, all right, of your leaders, your local leaders, your politicians, your kings, your princes, your presidents, your governors, your mayors, because he said, yeah, I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'll fight them both. You know what I mean? That's just how people are right now. People are, they're picking a side for sure. But there's people out here just like, man, whatever. You flip a coin. It is what it is. This is which which one is the lesser evil? But they're both evil, you know. Verse 17. A people shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So in that day, the lights are going to go out. You know, there's not going to be electricity and things of that nature. It's going to be a power outage. And when that happens, all hell going to break loose. You're not going to know who's walking in your backyard. You know, you're not going to know who's knocking on your door. You know, there ain't going to be no 911. You know, you're not going to want to go outside. You know, people are going to be afraid in that day because they're not going to have no solutions. See, right now, man, the way America is built, it's built off of, you know, instant gratification, instant results. You know, like you want something, heat it up, microwave it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go shopping. You know what I mean? You're lazy. You call somebody. Uber Eats. You know, Uber groceries, you know, and shit like that. You know, and, you know, you don't want to actually go to the mall. You can just get it online, have it delivered to you. You know what I mean? It's like things are different. You know, people aren't as proactive. You know, people don't have, like, survival skills. You know, can't just order fucking Domino's in the middle of apocalypse. You know what I mean? You're going to have to, you know, get it, you know, and get to it. And people aren't skillful, so when Esau come and make them promises, they're going to take them. You know, and that's how he's going to get these people so wrapped up in this system with the image of the beast, because people are going to have to rely on him, and they're going to be afraid not to rely on him. All right. So with that, all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai.